Okay, I'm going to have a look at two questions from 2017 C3. It's questions 6 and 8a. So question 6 is find the turning points on this curve. Y equals e to the 2x minus 5e to the x. To find the turning point, you differentiate. To differentiate in e, the derivative goes in front and the function as it is. Derivative of x is just a 1, so that just goes in front. To find the turning point, you set dy by dx equal to 0. So 2e to the 2x minus 5e to the x equals 0. A wee trick is to say let y equals e to the x. So this equation becomes 2y squared minus 5y. Factorise out your y, giving you y equals 0 and y equals 5 over 2. But remember what y is. Y is e to the x. Now, to get rid of the e, you log each side. So log ex equals log 5 over 2. The log and the e's cancel off. Now, log 0 doesn't exist. So this is your x coordinate. The question asked you for the full coordinates. So you need to work out the y. So the y is e 2 to the x from up here. So log 5 over 2 minus 5e log 5 over 2. One of the rules of logs is the power can go to the front. So I'm just going to reverse that. So the front number can go up as a power. So e log 5 over 2 squared minus 5e log 5 over 2. The reason I did that was because the e and the log cancel each other out, leaving you 5 over 2 squared minus 5 times 5 over 2. So you have 25 over 4 minus 25 over 2, giving you minus 25 over 4. So the point is log 5 over 2 minus 25 over 4. The question also asks for the nature of this, so I've got to differentiate again. Now if I just go back up to my first derivative, to differentiate in e, the derivative, which is 2, goes in front. So 2 times 2. Derivative of x is just a 1 in front. Now put in your x value. So x is log 5 over 2. So the second derivative there is 4e to the 2x minus 5e to the log 5 over 2. I'm going to use that same trick here. Bring this up as a power. So it's 4e log 5 over 2 squared. A bit squashed there. So it's 4e log 5 over 2 squared minus 5e log 5 over 2. The e and the logs now cancel, giving you 4 times 5 over 2 squared minus 5 times 5 over 2. So that works out to be 4 times 5 squared, 4 times 25, 100 over 4 minus 25 over 2. And if you work that out, you get a positive number. So it's a minimum turning point. And I have another couple of question 8 to find now in this paper. So if I just scroll down to question 8. Oops. So question 8a, part 1. Set that as y equals, now that's a bracket. So x over x squared add 1 to the power of a half. To differentiate a bracket, the power goes in front, you take 1 off, and you multiply it by the derivative of the bracket, and this is where the work is. The derivative of that bracket is going to be the quotient rule. So it's a bit spaced. So u is the top line, du by dx is 1. V is the bottom line, dv by dx is 2x. So dy by dx is v du by dx minus u dv by dx all over v squared. So working that out, v x squared add 1, du by dx is just 1, minus u, which is x, and dv by dx is 2x, all over v squared, x squared add 1. And that tidies up to x squared add 1 minus 2x squared. Now, that x squared minus 2x squared is minus 1x squared plus 1 all over x squared add 1. Now this requires more tidying up, because if you look at the two bottom lines there, x squared add 1 and x squared add 1, we can do something with that. So first of all, x to the minus a half is 1 over 2 x to the half, or 1 over root x. So I'm just trying to tidy up a little bit. So that's the power of minus a half there. Times minus x squared add 1 over x squared add 1 to the power of 1. So if you look at your two bottom lines there, you're multiplying them, so there should be a squared in there. So just put that as we squared. You're adding these. Minus a half add 2 is positive 3 over 2. And the top line is just 1 minus x squared. And that's us finished that question. And part 2 of that one. If I just scroll down here to find part 2, differentiate e to the root x log 3x squared minus 1. So it's a product rule here. U is the first term. Now this is quite tricky to differentiate, because that's x to the power of a half. To differentiate that, derivative. So think of how you differentiate x to the half. So power goes to front, take 1 off. So it's quite awkward, that one. So it's the derivative times the function. V is the log function. How do you differentiate a log function? It's the derivative over the function itself. And you put it all together for the product rule. So it's u dv by dx plus v du by dx. So u dv by dx is 6x 3x squared minus 1. V is log 3x squared minus 1 times du by dx. So that's times the half x to the minus the half e to the root x. We'll just tidy that up a little bit here. So 6x e to the root x all over 3x squared minus 1 plus log 3x squared minus 1 over 2. That goes in the bottom of the root x, and I'll just pop e to the root x in front.